You're watching Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly on the Bet Rivers Network.
Welcome, everybody, to the latest and the final edition of the season of Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly, along with two-time Super Bowl champion Brandon Stokley. I'm Adam the Bull, and Brandon, very appropriate, two-time Super Bowl champ. You know what it's like as we get ready for Super Bowl 60. That sounds weird to say. I imagine it does to you. What's going through the players' minds right now, Brandon, as we're now just, 5 days away from the big game?
It's all business. You know, you work so hard to get to this moment, and you want to do everything you can to prepare to give yourself the best chance to be successful and to win the football game. So, you know, you have the rest of your life to do whatever. You want to go out, you want to do, all this other stuff that can happen after the Super Bowl. So the best thing to do is hunker down and give yourself the best opportunity to go out there on Sunday and play a great game.
It hasn't been very long for either of these organizations that they've been in the Super Bowl. Both organizations have been here. However, most of the key players on both these teams have not been in the Super Bowl. Is the first time around even more nerve-wracking?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to play in the second one. I was hurt. But I think you look at it both ways where, sometimes when you're young, you just don't know what you're getting involved in, right? And once you've experienced it once, and especially if you've lost it, you realize how precious it is, and you put a little bit more pressure on yourself to go out there and perform well. So I think there is something good to be said about having that experience, but also if it's a bad experience, you realize that, man, there's nothing worse than going that far and coming up short.
No doubt about it. All right, so both these teams feel like they got a great chance. Later, we'll tell you who we think is going to win. Will they cover the spread, the over-under? We'll get into all of that. But let's start with some prop bets. Brandon, I'll give you my first here to kick it off, and you can probably tell which way I'm leaning by some of these props. Sam Darnold. You told me even a year ago that I would have faith in Sam Darnold. I wouldn't have believed it, but I do, and I think he's going to have a good game. I think he's likely to win the MVP. The over-under on yardage for Sam Darnold is 229.5. 229.5 at minus 114, and I love that. I think he's going to throw for about 250 yards. In fact, I see at Bet Rivers we have it at over 239.5. You get it at plus 116. So maybe I consider that. But I you know what? I'll just stick with the minus 114. Over 229.5. I think it's going to be a big game for Sam Darnold in terms of throwing. And so I like the over on his yardage.
Yeah, I like that also. He's got weapons. He's got some good tight ends.
Yeah.
Backs out of the backfield can make plays for him. And obviously JSN and what he can do. Then you got old Mr. Reliable and Cooper Kupp. And so I think that'll be a guy that could be his security blanket, especially if they try to take away JSN, which is easier said than done.
Yep.
Because Seattle does a good job of moving him around, but they have some weapons for him. So I'm with you on that. I do also like the over on the passing yards.
Okay. What's your next prop bet there, Brandon?
I don't have any. I was just going to go off of yours.
Oh, go off mine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Go with whatever you got, and then
all right.
Off of yours.
Sounds good. I'm going the opposite here when it comes to Drake Maye. I like the under 213.5. The Seahawks, to me, the Seahawks are the better team in all three facets. And I think Drake Maye, a young quarterback who's had a great season, has caught some breaks along the way. Obviously, they went against Jarrett Stidham in the AFC Championship game. No breaks here, and this defense from Seattle is nasty. And I think he's going to be in the 100s in terms of yardage, high 100s. So I'll take under 213.5 for Drake Maye. What do you say about that one?
I'm going to go over.
Okay.
I think they're going to have to throw the football. And I think, you see the weapons that he has with Diggs and Booty and the two tight ends and obviously the backs out of the backfield. I think they're going to have to throw the ball to open things up for the running game. So and he likes to throw the ball down the field and take some shots down the field. So all it does is take one big play there to get a big chunk of yards. So I'm going to go with the over on both quarterbacks. So that kind of probably tells you where I'm leaning for the over.
Yeah, definitely.
There.
All right, next I I'm curious your take on Jackson Smith-Njigba. His number is 90. Let's see, 90 plus yards for JSN minus 129. To me, that's a stay away. Like, he's done that a lot this season. But obviously, I think the Patriots are going to be very focused on trying to shut him down and make other people beat them. So I'm staying away on JSN. How do you feel about 90-plus yards at minus 129?
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a lot of yards. Mike Vrabel, a couple weeks to prepare. That's the one guy they're looking at in the passing game to take out of the game. And so I think that if someone's going to beat him, it's going to be someone else. Now, he's had an unbelievable year, but if I was going to go there, I would go under on JSN.
Okay, here's one that I love. And that's Cooper Kupp over 30 yards receiving. Cooper Kupp, obviously, he's not the player he once was. But if you look down the stretch of the season, and you look in the playoffs, in the 2 playoff games, he's gone for 36 and 60. He catches everything that comes his way. He has 9 catches on 11 targets. I think when they are so focused on JSN, Cooper Kupp, who's been in the Super Bowl, I love him in this game. You can get him at 30-plus yards at minus 143, or if you think he's going over 40-plus, you can get it at plus 125. I feel more comfortable at 30-plus, so I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp at 30-plus yards at minus 143.
I love the 30-plus. Give me all of that 30-plus with Cooper Kupp. And then I also will do some of the 40-plus with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And, in this type of game, in this type of environment, having him been there and played the way that he has played in that game in the Super Bowl, how can you not love what he's doing? You're looking for the security blanket if you're Sam Darnold, right? When stuff's going on and the Patriots going to have stuff dialed up and try to get a lot of pressure on him, he's going to be the security blanket. He's going to be the guy that I think Sam Darnold relies on and leans on, and all the guy does is make big plays. So I know his better days are behind him, but in this game, in this moment, give me all of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's a guy that, he's not the first guy you think of, but no doubt about it. He can make plays in this situation. Another guy I expect to make a play. He's a boomer bust guy. But I'm gonna lay a few ducats on Rashid Shaheed, 30-plus yards at plus 160. When he makes a play, it's usually a big play. So I'll go now, he could easily have no catches for no yards. That could happen. But I like it at plus 160, 30-plus yards for Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, why not? I'm with you on that. Especially, again, they're going to have some shot plays for him. This is what he does, is go down the football field, deep shots. And so they're going to have some shot plays for him. And if they're trying to take away JSN, double him, bracket him, and take him out of the football game and limit him as much as possible, well, you can't do that for everyone. So they're also going to have an eye on Cooper Kupp. I'm with you. I'd take a flyer on that certainly because it only takes one catch for him, and he'll have the over, and that could be on the first drive. Now, you're right. It's boom or bust, but, hey, it's a Super Bowl. Let's let it ride. I'm going over on that.
Okay, this one I'm curious about because he had a terrible game. He barely played. Travion Henderson, rough start to the season, was amazing in the second half. In the playoffs, it's been a struggle. Against the Chargers, he had 9 carries for 27 yards. Against the Texans, he had 12 for 25. And then against your Broncos, he only carried 3 times for 5 yards. Even with that, I can get plus 114 on Travion Henderson at 20-plus yards. And I obviously, like I said, his playoff numbers. But this guy, I mean, you got to get him going. If they have any chance, I think Travion Henderson has to have a big day. I think they'll try, even though they didn't last week. So I'll take 20-plus yards rushing for Travion Henderson at plus 114. What say you on that one?
How can you go under that? Again, another home run hitter. It might just be one carry for him to do it. It's really he gets opportunities. And the game in Denver was a crazy game. The second half, it became a complete snowstorm blizzard there for the last quarter and a half. So you could tell they were just relying on the veteran Stevenson there in the backfield. But I think this game might be different, Bull. And so, if I'm going to go on this one, I would go over.
All right, there's one more that I like here. And that's Drake Maye rushing yards. I don't think he's going to have a huge passing game, but I think he's going to be under pressure, and he likes to use his legs anyway. Let's see. 30-plus yards at minus 186 or 40-plus yards rushing at plus 108. I think I'd go with the 30-plus, even though it's minus money. But he's been over 30 yards in 2 of the 3 playoff games. In the Houston game, he didn't because they had a big lead. But I think this is a game they're going to be behind. He's going to be under pressure. I could see him rushing for 50. Last week, obviously, he rushed for 65 yards. I don't know if he'll have that many, but I like him to go at least over 30 in this game.
Yeah, he had a couple big runs last week against the Broncos, and guess what? This is the Super Bowl. Yeah. There's no going back, and you're right. I'm with you. I think they're playing from behind. They got to throw the football, and guess what you do? You do whatever it takes to try to move the football and get first downs. And so sometimes when things hit in the fan and you don't know what to do with the football as a young quarterback, you take off and run, and obviously he's a very athletic quarterback. And so, I'm with you on that. I take the over on Drake Maye's rushing yards.
All right, let's get to the game itself now. Super Bowl 60. Let's start with the over-under in this one. The over-under as of now is 45.5. It's minus 112 either way. What do you got? What are you going? Over or under?
I'm going over. Again, I think they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. Patriots playing from behind a little bit. And, I like what Seattle's been doing offensively. And so they got a lot of weapons. And then you look at the Patriots, and they like to throw the ball down the football field. They got some guys in Booty. Diggs can work the middle of the football field. And then you got, some home run hitters in the backfield. I like their tight ends getting down the field also. So, and Drake Maye, he's not afraid to let that thing air out at all. So I think it's a higher scoring game. So I'm going to take the over.
All right, I'm going against you on this one. I'm under here. I think Seattle's going to score, but I think New England's going to have a hard time scoring in this game. I got them 10, 13 points. So I think it's going to be around 40. I just don't see it going over 45.5. I'd rather it go over 45.5 because it's a more exciting game, but I just don't. I'm not as optimistic about the offense as you are. How about against the spread is 4.5. Obviously, the Seahawks are favored. Where are you going? Or you want? I guess if you like the Patriots, maybe you take them on the money line at plus 185. What are you thinking in terms of the game itself?
I'm going to take the points in this one. It's the Patriots. And I remember when they played the Rams and a high-flying Rams offense and everything they had. Then all of a sudden, the Patriots had this great game plan against them, and the Rams couldn't do anything. And so Vrabel's got a couple weeks to come up with a game plan. I think they're going to try to pressure Darnold like we've seen him get rattled sometimes. Yeah. If they can get after him up front, and they have a good defense. People have overlooked their defense. So I'm going to take the Patriots plus the points.
All right, I'm going to take the Seahawks. I'm going to lay the 4.5. I'm at minus 112. Like I said, I think the Patriots are going to have a hard time scoring in this one. Maybe it's just because I want the Patriots to lose. I don't know. Maybe I'm letting that bias me here. But I think the Seahawks are going to win 27-13. That's my final score prediction. I think we're going to get, again, I actually hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right and it's close and high scoring because I got it not close and not that high scoring. So there you go. Those are the picks.
I got it finishing 27-24. Seahawks win by 3 on a walk-off field goal.
Oh, man. Now, that would be exciting. Well, yeah, that would certainly be exciting. No doubt about it. Brandon, it's been a pleasure doing this with you all year. Thank you.
You're the best, man. Appreciate you putting up with me all year long. A lot of fun, my man. You're the best. It was such a fun year, and hopefully this turns out to be a fun game. So appreciate Bet Rivers and everyone else that was involved in helping this and making this happen. So shout out to everyone. Let's go. Let's make some money. Super Bowl time.
Absolutely. Thanks to Tim and to Alex, and thanks to Brandon. Thanks to all of you for watching. We appreciate it. For Brandon Stokley, I'm Adam the Bull. We'll talk to you next season. Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly.
Thanks for watching Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly on the Bet Rivers Network.